Hi, good morning, and welcome to this ZP vlog and podcast. And we like to do this at 8 a.m. every Sunday, and it's really just a wrap up from the news from ZP for this week. So, the first thing just to touch on this week is that we have put some news out about a microwell plate. So, this is a microwell plate with essentially 96 electrodes in the bottom of it. We've actually put a couple of videos out on the YouTube channel as well. These are sort of little short videos, and they do answer the question how we make electrical connection with this. But I just want to emphasize that we do have this plate now. It is 96 wells, and there are electrodes in the bottom of each well. This is significant because the kind of mergence between high throughput testing, let's say cellular molecular biology, and electrochemical techniques, this plate really facilitates that convergence or mergence between all these disciplines. So congratulations to Massius Sensors, who's a sister company to ZP, who essentially ended up, how do I put that, doing the work, and we're really grateful to them. So well done to Massius. Something else that we did this week as well, with the FoodSense really sort of becoming a very significant product for us at ZP, we are now doing webinars on FoodSense every week. So it's every Wednesday. So we did do a webinar on the 12th of July 2023, and we just ran through questions that came in for that week. So the questions were quite light, really just what's in the box. So we just ran through, there's a starter kit for FoodSense, and we just answered the questions, how do I put that, essentially what's in the box, and we've done that. Some other news from Zimmer and Peacock for this week as well is we did a significant program with Innovate UK a couple of years ago on nitrate detection, and in that you suddenly realise how important nitrate is to the sort of both the food production, but also it's then unfortunately it's then a pollutant as well. And so we just demonstrated this week, a couple of our engineers put together quite a nice video where they sort of demonstrated actually we could use our technology for measuring nitrate, and it really sort of expresses this whole stack that we have of sensor, electronics, application, cloud computing. And so if people have an idea and they want to achieve what we call a minimally viable product, then the SensiAll platform is really good for that, and the nitrate is an example of that. But I don't want to also ignore phosphate, potassium, some other analytes as well, because in pollution considerations and also in agricultural considerations, NPK, nitrate, phosphate, and potassium are things that people are really kind of concerned about. I also want to touch on TAS, total antioxidative status. TAS is something that we've been working on for a while. The measure of TAS can tell you something about the shelf life or the freshness of a product. And so I've been very keen for people to use TAS as a freshness indicator for their products. So this week the guys put together a nice video, and we have put a video out there regarding the measurement of total antioxidative status as well. And we've also done that on our SensiAll platform. So pleased to the engineers, and thank you to the engineers for doing that. Something else that we put out there this week, this is more of a sort of a fun video, that at ZP we obviously have our FoodSense. I've mentioned it already. We're doing a lot of technical support around the FoodSense, but we're also doing trials or organoleptic testing, where we're able to demonstrate that the subjective sensation of heat is backed up by the objective measurement of that heat or that capsaicin using the Scoville heat units. And so we were tasting things like, I think it was even Da Bomb, which is a very large, was considered very hot, and we were able to measure Da Bomb, and myself and another engineer, we were testing and tasting, testing on the FoodSense and tasting at the same time. So we did put a video out about that. Now every Thursday at 8 a.m. London time, we do put together a webinar around questions that have come in from the sort of community. And so on the 20th of July, we will do another webinar, which will really just answer any questions that have come in for this week. So we're happy to receive those questions, and we're happy to answer those questions as well. I have mentioned it, but Sense It All is really a sort of a pinnacle for us at ZP of many things that we've done over the years. So our Sense It All platform, it can do SARS-CoV-2, it can do nitrate detection, it can do total antioxidative status, it can do capsaicins, it can do purines. And it can really do other analytes or sensors that ZP also has as well. So we've put together all the videos and said, right, this really is, this name Sense It All. It's not hyperbole, it really means something. And so us at ZP, it means, Sense It All. We can do pH, which is an ion. We can do electrolytes, which are ions. We can do small molecules, oxygen, nitric oxide. We can do slightly larger molecules like glucose and lactate. But then we can go into proteins. We do this through immunosensors and aptamers. Then we can go into pathogens, viruses and bacteria. And now we're even starting to do solid state objects using electrochemistry as well. So we're starting to look at, if not microplastics at the moment, we're definitely looking at mesoplastics at the moment as well. So really interesting applications that we can get with the platform that we have. Something that was also quite interesting as well, this is the second reference to Massius Sensors this week, that Massius Sensors have also been fabricating electrodes on PCBs using platinum. So really good job, because this is more unusual, and Massius Sensors definitely has that capability. Glycerol sensing, this week we've just put together some wire sensors for glycerol, which are going to be shipping out to the client, but delighted with those glycerol sensors, and well done to the ZP team to putting them together. So thank you very much. And then one of the, I think the final things this week really is the role of metals in health. I was at a conference recently, and it was really interesting actually. It was at the University of Warwick, and they were talking about metals in medicine, and obviously metals in medicines can also mean metals in diseases. And there they brought up ferritin and iron ferritin. So ferritin is a protein that allows for the intracellular storage of iron and stops it kind of becoming a more of a sort of problem rather than a benefit. But ferritin is a protein that stores iron intracellular, and it also helps to carry ferritin around the body. And if you have a deficiency in iron and ferritin, then that really is sort of anemia. And if you have an excess, then you can have something called hemochromatosis, which is a rare disease, I believe, same as anemia, but it's not devastating, but it's a real problem for the people who are living with this. So that said, at Zimmer & Peacock, we do actually like the medical applications, and we're actually quite good at measuring proteins, and we happen to be quite good at measuring metals as well. So this does seem like something that we can really become involved in. So we did put a little note out about our interest in ferritin because of this kind of combination of things that we are interested in at ZP as well. So if I was to summarize up ZP for this week, we've been putting some news out there about the microplates, the 96 well microplates with the electrodes in them. We've been putting out there that we're actually quite interested in platinum electrodes, and a good job from Massius Sensors. Of course, we're supporting our food sense, both through videos that we do, the organoleptic testing that we do online, and also through the questions and answers that we do every week. And of course, we also support our standard products through the questions and answers every Thursday as well. And finally, if there's something interesting scientifically that we find out during the week, of course, we always post it on our blogs as well. So if you have any questions for ZP, don't hesitate to reach out to us at zimmerpeacock.com/contact. Otherwise, we'll do this vlog and podcast next Sunday. And of course, don't forget, Food Sense webinar on Wednesdays and general webinar for people interested in biosensor development on Thursdays. Okay, thanks very much.